today we got a new project in. It's pretty cool. We got a 38 Chevy, right? Clint got it from his dad, and we started to get it running. We converted it over to run E85 because it ran on methanol, right? Yep. So it was a methanol race car. I'll let him talk about it a little bit, but we got it running, ran pretty good, went to go start it again, and nothing. So we're gonna be working on it today, and hopefully we can figure it out, but we'll see what's wrong with it. All right, I'm super excited to announce that we have teamed up with Boundary Oil Pumps for this race season. They're gonna be helping me out with the car and getting the oil pump situation situated, and they sent me a brand new oil pump. This is a specific design by Boundary, pretty sweet, and it's also treated. So this is one of the strongest pumps on the market. It's a pretty nice piece. So I can't wait to put that in. And they also gave me my billet timing gear for it. These timing gears are actually pretty cool because they have a little ridge in the center. You can see there that it kind of guides the chains in. And yeah, so super excited to be working with them. I'm hoping to bring some extra projects to the table with the S550, and that's kind of, you know, drift specific, but it'll also help you drag guys out. And really excited to be part of their team and have them join us on this trip to FD this year. So yeah, Clint, you want to talk about the car a little bit?
Yeah, so my dad built this with a gentleman named Barry Torgensen in the late 80s, the 90s, and they raced it. It used to be a gas-powered with triple carburetors, and they converted it to Kinsler injection, fuel injection. So the car is a 292 inline six-cylinder. Makes about 900 foot-pounds of torque and 700 horsepower. And it's all built by Sissel engines, and my dad did a lot of the work. Kirby Sissel was a big guy, did a lot of inline six-cylinder work at the time. And all steel-bodied, all original glass. It's a 5-speed car. It was a 5-speed car when it raced it. Now it's a 4-speed. It's got a Muncie or a Super T10 in it. Straight axle front end. Dana 60 in the rear. Cage is all built by, a whole chassis built by a guy named Bill Fitting out of Nevada County, California. And my dad's had the car about 15 or 20 years and has never driven it. The gentleman who willed it to my dad, he passed away and left him with a saying of, you can have it, but you can't sell it. So I have it now. So my dad decided we can't run it in the, we can't race it anymore. It's just too expensive to race. It ran 10 seconds, weighs 4,300 pounds, and it was a 10-second car with a manual transmission. So they were basically every 3 or 4 rebuild runs or 3 or 4 passes they had to do rebuilds on it, and it was just too expensive. So it's a street car now. So we get still got mechanical fuel injection, a dial jet injection system on it, clutch. You know, still got the T10. Detroit locker, and we're going to try to run an 85 with mechanical fuel injection. It's doable because of the fuel range of alcohol, but it's got some tuning issues, and we don't have any more compression, so maybe we lost a crank keyway or maybe a cam keyway, but we'll figure that out here shortly.
All right, and you want to go over why they went with the straight 6 instead of the V8? You know, on the side he's got it real big in there. Could have had a V8 because that's what everybody was running, right?
Everybody still runs V8s, but why do the same thing everybody else does when you can be different? So the car originally was a 6-cylinder car. Came with a 235 inline 6-cylinder. This is a 292 with a aluminum head and the injection. Tri-wide headers, so split header, so 3-to-1 and 3-into-1. All the cans, all the engine work, it's all custom done. The original block was a full concrete block, and now it's back to a standard water passage block for cooling. So all my dad has done to change it from its original configuration was get rid of the Doug Nash sequential 5-speed and put a radiator in the front of it. And other than that, it's all the same. And we cut out a chassis cage bar that a harness bar that you couldn't sit in the car because it's just too small for any human to sit in it other than Barry Torgensen. So I'm going to finish the car, make it a street driver, and maybe we'll do drag week with it. It'd be fun. I think in its configuration now, I'd probably run a 12-second quarter and it'd still be fun.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not a, you know, Camaro or GTO or something.
I mean, it's got original magnesium torque thrust wheels on it still.
Super period correct everything. We'll have to put new tires on it. The tires are pretty rough. Be a sick burnout though if we could get these things going.
It's all steel, so that everything's heavy.
Good. Hopefully it doesn't shut on the dog.
Yep.
Yeah, so you guys just put the new fuel tank in it too,
Yeah,
right? Big fuel tank, big battery.
It had a small fuel tank in the front of it, a little 2.5 gallon one. Batteries, that's where the original spot for the battery was. So yes, we added the fuel cell. My dad added the fuel cell to get it going. And then the wiring, so it's got one brake light, and it's got a brake lights underneath it now to make it safe to drive. We added headlights back into it and added all chassis wiring. And that's really all that's been done to it from where it originally was at. Yeah, it was for a long time it held records in the inland international events, 125 miles an hour at 10.3 seconds, something like that. So
yeah, and a stick that's moving, especially in this thing. This is a straight front axle and everything, so it's super sketchy to drive.
The guy who did it all, I mean, he wasn't a young man when he did this. I grew up with him, and he's probably doing this. He's probably 60 when he was doing this, late 50s, early 60s. So he wasn't like a young guy. And this thing pulled wheel stands well past the 100-foot mark on the track. It was the Gray Ghost, what they called it, the track. It's been in Good Guys magazine a few times, so it'd be a fun car to rebuild.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get this thing rerunning, and hopefully it's just a keyway or something, not something bigger. So we'll start getting into that, and hopefully we can get something popped off today. So we're gonna open the throttles here and see if we can see the valves spin. Gotta open the throttle more, it's stuck. She's stuck. What's wrong with the throttle, dog? Why is she bound up?
Let me see. Here,
I was gonna say, did it cam over?
no, it just probably got it. Oh.
Alright. So you can see in there, the valves are freaking huge. Bunch of port work. Yep. Don't keep going, dog. That's compression. You don't hear it? Do it. Hold on. So, 3 and 4 aren't, but 1 and 2 were. Go. Hold on. Nope.
What?
Yeah, you're not spinning the valves. What I'm seeing is this one's open. I can see the piston coming up. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yep. So we got a broken keyway or timing. It's gears, right? So the gears aren't gonna break. So it's probably a bad keyway or something. Hopefully we didn't bend a valve. So probably have to. What the hell is Grace finding down there? You got rats?
She's smelling the alcohol.
She does like her beer. She's freaking out down there. Or she got puffed in the face. Yeah, so pull front of the motor apart.
It'll roll this thing back out of the thing and drain the water on the driveway. Just water in it.
Sick. All right. Let's do it. Well, we decided that the best thing to do is just take the whole front clip off of this thing. And what's next? We gotta pull the valve cover off?
pull the front crate cam cover off and a valve cover, probably to make sure no valves are bent. On to the next thing.
Yep, yeah, so I was able to see the piston move up and down. The valves did not look like they're moving up and down, so hopefully one didn't hang full open, and we'll have to still probably pull the valve cover off to double check the rocker arms and everything. And
there's a weird dent on the top of the valve cover.
Yeah, right here. It's gonna be hard to see because it's hard to see in person, but there is a little dent there. So we'll start pulling this engine apart, and hopefully we don't find anything too crazy. All right, it's real bad. We got a rocker or a push rod just sitting there. This whole valve setup on the cylinder is bad, and I'm sure there's more. This whole rocker arm is toast there. It's completely blown apart.
That one's bent.
Yeah, that one's super bent. Yep, for sure. All right, we're gonna have to pull this head off, and before we do that, we're gonna take the front cover off and check all the timing marks to make sure that this was put together in the first place correctly. If that's not put together right, then we got some other things, or if that was put together right, then we got some things that we gotta look into to try to figure out why this happened. So we found the first problem, and it ain't got no gear in it. So all those shavings, there's a pile of it in the bottom of the motor. There's some up there that I picked out. This gear failed, which could be from something else being wrong. You know, if the piston made contact with the valve, it could have put a lot of tension on that, but the gear is super messed up. So we're gonna try to spin this cam a little bit to see if it's the camshaft's bound or what. But we definitely have more investigation, and we gotta take all the covers off on the side of the engine, look at all the valve components, and see what else is messed up. You want the?
No, you gotta get it. So it's all. I can't. I'm not gonna do that.
You're not supposed to swear on the. Oh, I it.
I'm not supposed to swear. I just it. This is getting.
What do you mean? This is intense. This is like
the best thing.
Sherlock Holmes.
We're going into a recession. I'm out to blow 5 G's on a motor.
Oh, those are tight.
That one is tight, eh?
We left the hard one for last.
I always take the hard one last.
Trying not to bend this too, you know. That's probably gonna get in the.
Watch. We can stop bending it anymore. Thread it out.
Nice. Hopefully that wasn't adjusted.
It was bottomed out.
Would never done that.
Pretty sure this head's going to sizzle this week. A hot ship at the sizzle.
We need this done right now.
Yeah, we gotta get this done together so I can drive it next month.
Next year?
I mean 2025.
Yeah. I need this right now. Express shipping, extra money.
Oh, sorry, I worked at SpaceX for 2 years. Everything's overnight.
I was freaking out. I didn't mean it.
You ready?
At least the head popped off.
Oh, I don't want to lift the head up.
Are we gonna lose anything? We're gonna lose that.
What? The stud?
Washer.
No, they're recessed. Well,
oh look, we got some. We got movement on.
Hey, some rockers work.
Some of them.
Oh God.
Oh, everything's everywhere. You got it?
Yep.
Put it on the rug.
Holy all the valves are intact. The head doesn't have to go anywhere.
Hey, your piston looks bent. So you got a scratch on her.
Oh, I gotta call Dad. I gotta call the old man.
Oh, this one's rough. This one you gotta check the.
Make sure it didn't crack it.
The valve. It touched all of them, but that one it ate the piston a little bit. You got a little hair on it.
Oh, but hey, I can deal. I can buy pistons all day long.
Okay, we got the head off, and we do have a couple bent valves over here. So we got the intake valve over here, or sorry, this is a exhaust valve over here on number 3, looks bent, and then we have the intake valve on 1, looks bent. You can see there's a pretty big gap right there. The rest of them actually look like they're seated, so we'll probably have to get those pulled out and measure all of them, but that looks pretty good. We have a bunch of bent rocker arms, or not rocker arms, push rods. Yeah, we don't have these problems over here. So the push rods are super bent in this thing. Some of them are good. These are all good. This one's probably really screwed up. Yeah, this one's a little bowed right here. So we're gonna keep investigating, try to figure it out. All the pistons look good. They all have little nicks on the intake, except for cylinder 3, which makes no sense because that's the one that like got destroyed and the rocker arms like blown off of it and stuff. So we're gonna keep tearing it down. We checked, the cam actually spins. So we're gonna have to see if there's any other smoking guns, but it could have just been a failure of the cam gear or, you know, something else. Not really sure, but we're gonna keep digging in and see if we can't find something else that's super broken.
Well, we thought we were
I'm supposed to swear on the channel.
We thought we were
What the Clint?
Cut it off. Cut it off. There you go. We thought we were but it wasn't as bad as we thought. Looks like all the pistons are cool. A couple of kiss marks. I actually think looks like we broke a cam gear, and that just catastrophically sent up the motor and then back down. So I think I gotta get a head rebuilt and new valves, and maybe put it back together and run these things. I'm pleasantly surprised with what I found.
Yeah, so we definitely thought that it was gonna be way worse, but we got the cam out and everything, and we got the motor torn down pretty good. We'll have to pull the pan and get all the metal shavings out, but overall, like, the whole engine looks pretty good, and we'll just have to send the head out and get that all checked. Hopefully, you know, it's replace a couple valves and maybe do a valve job and just fix the broken parts, and hopefully she'll be running soon. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and hit the little bell thing so you know when I make more videos. And we'll definitely do a rebuild video once we get the parts back from the machine shop. Hell yeah.
Is this going to be your first burnout? The other burnout in this garage? His first
The first burnout in this lane?
First burnout in this lane, in this car, in your garage.
Maybe. We got to get it running. We got to figure out the mechanical injection. The mechanical injection is not easy to play with, so we'll have to figure that out.
But we have shitty old tires that just let them off in here.
Yeah.
And they will make smoke.
A little water will be good.
It's got a line lock.
Those aren't very big tires, though.
It's in there.